Alright, here at Hamburg, Germany, and about to ride the MSC ship, the Meraviglia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Pretty nice ship. This ship was christened last year of 2017, so looks pretty nice. About to see what it's like. Alright, heading on the Meraviglia. This is weird. We'd like zigzag all the way down. So here on the ship, this is the main atrium area, and you can see they have a screen that runs all the way along down the end of it, and it changes to different things like clouds, and they have little shows here as well, which is pretty cool. So walking up the steps, looks very nice, very contemporary ship. A lot of the furnishings are really nice, and I've noticed, at least in the atrium area, it's very white. Same with these paintings, very contemporary looking. And it looks like they have, like most ships have, a little map thing. I don't know what this does. Looks like they have like an RFID chip reader. Here's the room. Looks like they have RFID chip readers. There we go. And voila. Nice. See, there's a balcony. Looks like they have American plugs and European plugs as well. And I think, yeah, gotta put your card in for electricity. Bathrooms. Ooh, this is a nice shower. Whoa. Oh, and it's European style, so it doesn't close all the way. Standard toilet. Very nice furnishings here, though. Connect your rooms here. Let's see. Oh, looks like there's a bed. Look, that might be a sofa bed. I don't know how to open this thing. It's weird. Something's caught on there. Oh, the safe. Well, here's the safe. Looks like we got our things here. Let me close this. Actually, I can't. Pretty nice. Hair dryer. Don't know why this is open. A mini bar over here. Trash can. 3 things. Phone. TV. Let's go look outside Hamburg. I like this little luggage mat thing. I don't know what the towel's here for. Oh, there's 2. Okay, so it's pool towels. I don't think we'll be really using them since it is pretty cold outside. Right now it's about 50s, 60s, so it's a bit chilly for swimming. Oh, it's nice. Good overview of the Hamburg cruise port. Also, I just like walked up 8 flights of steps. Wonder what this is. Oh, the towel service. And they charge 20 bucks if we do not return it. Or 20 US dollars and euros, I don't know. Overall, very nice, very contemporary looking room. I like it. And then right here you can see there's a USB port, so that's nice, but just one. I wish there were 2. There's some travel stuff. This is our cruise going up to Scotland and Iceland and back to Germany. And then you can see they have some times, like when we're boarding, when we're departing, sunset, sunrise. Looks like sunset will be at almost 10 p.m. and the temperatures pretty nice. And also notice that they have a do not disturb sign and a make up room sign as well. Also, what's really interesting is that when we open up the balcony window door, the AC turns off, so you can't really open it, and it has this little door open sign flashing. That's really cool. Here's a pool, nice little water feature here. Nice little jacuzzi here, very nice. And it looks like the roof is retractable as well. So that's cool. Shower looks cool. Here's the outdoor pool. I doubt many people are gonna be out here because it's a little chilly. This looks nice though. I like the statues are cool, and they have a little walking area to go into the pools. Looks like it's about 4 feet to 5 feet here. Looks like they have a TV as well. So that's cool. Maybe watch movies out here. Oh, these are nice too. The little beds. Here looks like some hot dog hamburger areas and pizza. One down there. Oh, that's a bar over there. Oh, the ice cream bar. Marketplace. This is the buffet area. This is nice. It's a very contemporary ship. Looks really nice. Here's the map. Here's one of the buffet areas, or the buffet area. I like these little areas where you just tap it for service to get your drinks and stuff like that. Pretty nice. They have a fruit area. Looks like they closed off some of the buffet. Here are the public bathrooms. Looks like we have our own. That's neat. Dryer right here. Your soap. Public bathrooms look pretty nice. And what sucks is that they have announcements in like 50 different languages, which kind of sucks for European ships. So here's the main theater, right after the muster drill. Muster drill just ended, so it's a mess here. Looks like we have a bar, piano bar, band bar over here. I don't know what this is. Maybe like milkshakes over there. I see a microwave. I see a... I don't know what that is. Maybe another bar. A coffee bar or something. Over here we have a eatery. Italian food. Maybe upcharge. There's a jewelry store back there. And you can see right now it looks like we're inside a church with the roof or the ceiling. We got the future excursions table right over here. Gelato stand over here on the right. Plaza Meraviglia. I don't know what that is. It looks like a bunch of stores. So we have a perfume and cosmetics, a mini mall, which is like just random things. More perfume, and I guess sunglasses and watches. I don't know what's over here. Looks like some restaurant over here. It's like some beauty stuff where you wash your face, like soaps and all that. This is a weird area where it's just like nothing here. Looks like we have a bar over here to my left and a photo gallery to my right and a generic store over here on my right, and the photo gallery is right there. This looks nice, this little atrium area. Here's the indoor pool from the second level, and they have their own jacuzzis up here. Pretty cool. There's a foosball table here and a ping pong table here. I don't know where they get the stuff. Pretty neat. And here's the main pool area from the second floor. This is pretty sad. So this is supposed to be a party here, a welcome aboard party, and it was just that guy, and now he's done and just leaves. And upstairs on the second floor of the main pool, there's a jacuzzi here and a jacuzzi on the other side. I don't know if it's closed right now. It doesn't look like it's closed. I don't see a cover over it. So that's neat. I wonder if it's hot though, because it's cold outside and I don't see any like steam coming out. So here's the city of Hamburg. Pretty nice. Oh, and here's the running track up here on the back half of the ship. And right over here is the gym area, so I can see a little spin class right here. This is pretty neat though. I love European cruises because you're right in front of, you get docked right by a European city. It's really cool to see all the churches and everything. The only issue is that it's really cold. So here's the back of the ship. You can see a ropes course up there, I believe is an upcharge. A little tiny pool right here. It looks like there might be a bar up there. Some lighting equipment. Pretty neat. Here's the back of the ship, looking down. Okay, from the back of the ship, on the 16th floor, we're going this way. I don't know what's here. Looks like we have a 4D video. Looks like it's 8 euros. Right here we have a sports bar. Pretty neat. And we have a sports deck here. Looks like we have a soccer, basketball, all types of cool stuff. We also have some Formula 1 simulators. Also probably an upcharge, just like it is in Costa. Pretty cool. Here's the side of the Formula, and here we have a flight simulator, so it's kind of like a cyberspace mountain. It looks like you could control the layout and everything. And over here, looks like we have a bowling alley. This is neat. Oh, and on the back over there, looks like we have some battle pods as well, like the Star Wars battle pod and some random battle pod. We have some games over here. That probably leads to the team club, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'll probably come back later to find out. Here's the arcade. Looks like they have some Star Wars stuff, some racing stuff, aliens. Here's some of the gym. Looks pretty neat. Pretty nice how it overlooks some of the pool area. Here's the elevators. Here on the 7th floor, which is the upper floor from the atrium, have another bar over here. Just some seating area here. Looks like some champagne for display only. Here's our Teppanyaki Area. And it looks like they have a... Hello! They have a sushi bar over here. Pretty nice. Looks like a steak house over there. Right down there. Oh, yep. Feature cruise again. Let's see what this is weird how the sushi restaurant's separated. Upstairs. Oh, looks like the, what's it called? Family Sofia, I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. The really famous church in Spain. That's what it looks like on top. The one that's like still under construction for like over 200 or a couple hundred years. That's what the ceiling looks like here. This is pretty nice though. This looks like a pub. Yep, a pub. It looks very almost Italian here. It's weird, like the right side looks like a Venice type of location, and the left obviously a pub. To the right looks like a TV type of location. Looks like the broadcasting room over there. Maybe a little club area where they have like places to sit. Maybe they do like stand-up comedy over there or karaoke. It appears to be. I'm not 100% sure if it actually is or not. So here's a TV and studio, or TV studio and bar. That looks pretty neat. Like the atmosphere. Pretty chill in here. And over on the other side is their spa. Looks pretty nicely, nice with the rock work and everything. Also, there's a scent on the ship as well. Like, they must pump out a scent, kind of like the hotels in Vegas do and the Disney World hotels do. So I'm smelling a scent around here. I can't quite place it. It kind of reminds me of the Galaxy Hotel in Macau. It's that scent, if you've been there, if you know what I mean. Most of you probably don't. So here's the broadcasting area. So I guess they do their own radio show or maybe their television. It was interesting how it's like inside the bar. Here's a center little area that comes out. So I'm not really a big fan of how they have tables out here, like right in the middle of the pathway. So like it's really awkward for people to walk by and you know, watch you eat this close to the actual pathway. You know. Hello. Hello. Okay. Take a look at this.
Welcome to Butcher Car Restaurant. My name is Roberto Carlos. I come from Honduras. You can see our specialty display. The king of the steak, tomahawk, 1 kilo for 2 persons. Ribeyes, very nice. T-bone steak, rack or lamb.
Ooh, nice.
Our steak, all steak is dry aged between 21 and 28 days. We are very special.
Oh, of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Special promotion.
Of course. Here's a champagne bar. Looks very contemporary. And this is neat how they have basically some oysters here right next to the champagne. Oh, and I forgot, these are all real Swarovski diamonds, all in the steps over here. So these are all real. So that's pretty cool. They have LED lights in here as well. So fine watches and jewelry. We're going back through the center area again. Now that there's less people and not during the everyone coming out during the what's it called, the drill. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah. Oh, this is where people get on the ship. So here's Restaurant Gourmet, the Italian restaurant. Some crepes. Ooh, these crepes look pretty good. Okay, so we have crepes here and then gelatos here. I wonder if you could put a gelato on a crepe. This is pretty neat. Looks like a static figure. Not a static. A moving figure right here. And right here we have a chocolate bar. So this is cool. And I guess they have iPads, so you make your own drink. They have macarons. Oh, I forgot. In this you can make your own chocolate anything concoction. That's cool. You can have a Groot over here. Oh, and the smell. It smells so good here. Oh, you can get your own chocolate boat. Chocolate ship for 18 euros. Pretty neat. Oh, you can see the chocolate coming down. Oh man. So these are chocolate fountains. Oh, and these are your chocolate creations too. Very neat. This is neat how they have a, what's it called? They have a soccer game scores on the boards here. And here is another view of the Broadway Theater area. So this is neat how they actually see from the top down the Broadway area. It's a pretty small theater compared to some of the others I've been to where they have like 2 levels. Pretty cool how you could go in and actually see them setting up. Most ships I've been on, they actually close off the area so you don't get to see it. So here on the balcony, I've noticed that the cover goes all the way over there, which is pretty far. So I guess we don't really have to worry about rain if it rains, unless it's like raining sideways. Also, this is really weird. I'm seeing that they are loading the luggage by using a mobile crane. Might have already said that before, I don't remember. Or might have Snapchatted it, I don't remember. But I've noticed the crane, it's like super inefficient. So you see every time they just have to lift that, they put the luggage carts in that box. And then they use the mobile crane to just lift it onto like what I assume is a platform sticking out from the ship and just move the carts back in. It just seems so inefficient to just keep going back and forth, back and forth. I also noticed earlier they had one on this side too, but I guess they finished up and they moved away. That is crazy how it's just like, instead of just buying a plank or something and just kind of laying it on the dock and that platform, is kind of wheeling all the luggage carts in. Because right now it's kind of building up back there, like all the carts. Everyone's just waiting for the mobile crane to move that box back to the other side of the dock so they can load it up. So interesting. I don't know if other ships have done this before, because if I did, I've never noticed it. But yeah. Heading to the dining room, you actually see a bunch of video screens up here showing various... Oh, this is cool. It shows you kind of like a behind the scenes of what went into making the ship. Now we're going to I think the panoramic dining room, or the panorama dining room. I don't know. We'll find out. This is the Ovo Dior, I don't know how to pronounce it, restaurant here. I don't think this is the restaurant that we're in. I don't think this is the main dining room restaurant. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's cool. All the wine bottles here. Oh, and you go get your own wine glass here in bottle. That's neat. So here is the main dining room. Looks pretty nice. All the mirrors make it look way bigger than it actually is. So that's neat. And I like the window at the back. So the hallway that the staterooms are in, it's pretty confusing. Like you have these random turns, like that one's just a random elevator, which apparently has a really cool view outside. You know, you just basically zigzagging through, and it's like you don't know where you're going. You know, it just kind of goes like left, then right, then left, then right. It's quite confusing because it all looks the same. So sometimes you're just like, I don't know where I'm going. But I might get it down after today or something like that. This is interesting. I think this might be the sign that says like, you know, if you're good or if you need housekeeping or whatever, or just do not disturb. And this is cool. They have oh, I forgot to mention, in the safe, or in the closet, they have this little thing here. I don't know what it's for. Maybe like a extra space for coat hangers. Pretty interesting though. This coat has a little magnet here that kind of sticks up, so it doesn't like keep falling or whatever. Pretty cool. Also, apparently the couch is not a pull-out bed because it's, you know, not much room at all. And this is awesome. Right now we're in Hamburg, Germany, or leaving Hamburg, and we're just basically just kind of going along down a river. You see like people's houses here, some lighthouses, some farmlands. This is one of the things I love about European cruises, because when you look outside, it's not like tropical islands or just ocean. Here you're just you're going around like people's homes and countrysides and sometimes buildings. I think that's sheep over there. That's totally sheep. A bunch of sheep sitting, they just standing there. You know, yeah, there's a couple running around. So you see like European countrysides as you're going through rivers and stuff like that. It's so awesome. And I believe Stockholm had a really cool one where you're you're floating by like 1,000 islands. You know, as you're going into down a river or up a river to go to Stockholm. But yeah. So what's interesting about this ship is that you have to reserve your shows through the TV. So it'd be like right here you could reserve the first show, and you can actually see how the first show has, you know, 552 seats left, you know, and vice versa. And it's really interesting how you have to reserve it through here, so you can't just show up. You have to reserve it, so they have a certain number of guests that go in, which is I guess it's a better way. It's kind of like booking fast passes for Disney, but really interesting. I've never seen a ship do this before. Or I mean, I've seen Royal Caribbean do it for their Lure of the Seas. You know, when we did a Lure of the Seas, where you had to book your show times earlier. This is also interesting as well. You could actually go through your calendar and see what shows you have and what's booked. You know, see the reservations and everything. This is very interesting. Yeah, so it could be like, you know, Wednesday they have Arrival at Port, you know, all on board at that time. And then, you know, we have the Cirque du Soleil show, which is an upcharge. So you have two different Cirque du Soleil shows, and we booked both of them. They're both different. And you gotta get like a dinner package or whatnot. So this is one of them, you know, Cirque du Soleil. But yeah. Now for their video on demand, they have a bunch of movies you can watch, like Baby Driver, Baywatch, Dunkirk, some pretty relatively recent movies. And also they have different genres, which is weird, is that they don't really separate it by like alphabetical order or anything. It's by genres. You know, action, children, you know, Cars 3, Emoji Movie, Ninjago, comedy, Usually they're pretty recent movies. I haven't really seen anything too old, or if there was anything too old, I don't recognize it. Fantasy film. I don't know what the film thing is. That's weird. Historical, horror, mystery, same thing. You know, stuff like that. And XXX adult. Anyway, they have live TV as well. The safety channel.
Limited items.
You know, they have lots of different channels as well. And it's cool is that they have different channels like all over Europe. So they have like stuff in French, stuff in German, stuff in, you know, whatever. But yeah, pretty interesting. National Geographic, you know. But yeah, pretty standard European channels. Yeah, I don't know what she's saying. This is weird how they actually, it's in this little like border, you know, and then when you actually click it, it goes in. This looks like Catch Me If You Can. I don't know if this is it. So then when you actually click it, it gets bigger. But yeah. So this is their club level area, the MSC Yacht Club, and I believe that's part of their rooms as well. But it looks nice. This is pretty neat. I don't know if you could see this, but what's really cool here is that they have a almost like a maps image and shows you where you are in relation to the city you are and where you came from and where you're going. And that's cool. And they have the wind speed and everything. And they also have our position, our course, air temperature, our speed, 11 knots right now. Oh, it actually zooms in pretty well too. Also, what's really weird is that there's a really high-pitched like beeping noise coming from the TV. Like it's very high-pitched. Very odd. This is cool. You can see the moon right here. It is really chill right now. And a little buoy here. The music and everything. This is awesome. Just kind of floating by the German countryside. And these giant power lines right here. They're going right underneath. Very chill, and there's like nobody out here. And it's like 50 degrees right now. This is my perfect temperature that I love. This is my kind of temperature. Got the sunset. Right now the sun is pretty much set, and it's almost 11 o'clock right now. Pretty interesting. Pretty cool. Oh, going underneath the power lines right now. Here's a better view of the gym area. There's like a bunch of some ellipticals over here and a bunch of treadmills, some weights over there. Here's the other side, a little bit darker because the sun's not over here. There's a little island right here. Very neat. One of the kids areas. Looks pretty cool with all the Legos and some foosball, and it's sponsored by Lego. Pretty neat. Here is their teen area, which looks pretty cool too. Pretty chill. Nice pillows. Looks like a PS4 with the Vive. I think that's the VR thing. Some games, board games and stuff like that. Foosball, ping pong. Pretty neat. So here's their ropes course. Looks pretty nice. Looks like it's just a circle. Goes around here. I don't know if it's an upcharge or not. It's hard to say. But here's their Aquapark. So they have a couple slides here. and a giant light in my face. Looks like I have a kids area here. Looks like a bucket playground where the bucket fills with water and it spills. Some pretty nice big slides. Like these look like tube slides, so it's not like body slides or anything like that. Pretty neat. So it looks like they have 3 slides, I see. 2 tube ones, I believe. What looks like tube ones. And 1 body. And the body one looks like one that goes in the toilet bowl. So it starts up there, comes all around, and then goes in this toilet bowl here. But this is weird, because usually toilet bowls, when they're done, you drop into a pool of water. So this is kind of interesting how it just, you stop up there and you have to walk all the way down. Interesting. Oh, there's a baby slide here for the splash area. And it appears both of these tubes slides kind of end somewhere in this area. Let's find out where that goes. Kind of like an Arctic setting where they have like ice and polar bears and puffins and seals here. Okay, so this looks like the place where it ends. So it comes up over here. So this is where the 2 tube slides end. There's a bathroom here. And here's a little bar. I just got wet. I don't know if it's raining or not. It's hard to tell. But I think it might be raining. Yeah, it is raining. Huh. It looks pretty bright outside for it to be raining. Okay, not gonna lie, this view is awesome. So it looks to be some kind of random pool here. I don't know if it's a jacuzzi or not. Tough to say. Here's the casino here on the back of the ship. Very bright. And here's the Carousel Lounge. This is where they do the Cirque du Soleil show. So I assume everyone sits around this section. And the Carousel Theater has its own little terrace out here. It looks pretty nice, but right now it's currently closed due to high winds. So that's interesting. This door didn't have any chains claiming that there's high winds, but this one does. It was unlocked. I don't know what this is though. Oh, I guess these were supposed to be lit up, maybe. That doesn't look really nice. What sucks is that these seats are like concaved inwards, so when it rains, the water just kind of puddles up there, unless there's a hole and it's just clogged up. I think I see a little hole there. Maybe those are just clogged up. Same with the tables. So apparently it turns out that the ropes course and the slides are included with the mission or the cruise, which is awesome. All you need to do is just get a wristband. So that's awesome. It's great news if you come back and do this over and over again, because ropes courses are a lot of fun. Or at least I've only been on the one in Shanghai Disneyland. That was a lot of fun. This one probably not as much. I mean, the view might be cool. So yeah.
die grüne Stäbe waren.
So first sea day today. The water is surprisingly very still right now. Like, this reminds me of the Caribbean. It's so blue. The last time I went between like the main part of Europe to the UK islands, it was really bad, like really bad waves. But this is super still. Anyway, did the ropes course. Ropes course was fun. It's awesome. It's awesome how the ropes course and the slides they don't charge money. I thought you did. They charge money for it, but that was awesome. Maybe because it's too cold and not many people would have done it otherwise. There are 3 slides, 2 tube slides and 1 body slide. They're pretty good. 1 tube slide's okay. The other tube slide was actually mostly in the dark and had pretty good forces. I was surprised going around these turns how forceful it could get. And the body slide, it was like a toilet bowl slide where you would go around in a circle. And what's interesting is most toilet bowl slides I've been on, at least one I've been on in Wet n Wild in Florida, it actually had it drops you into a pool. This one is kind of, you just stop and you just get up and walk on the slide and then walk down the steps in the middle, a spiral staircase in the middle. So that was pretty cool. Very nice. Also, so far, for the most part, staff has been really good on the ship. Very surprised with the staff. Very good staff. Food's okay. Nothing spectacular, but you know, it's not bad. I would give the food maybe a B. Staff, I would say a low A so far. But yeah, so far, like we have some really good staff here, which I was surprised about, you know. But yeah, this is really cool. It is super foggy outside. Can't even see the ocean. Well, it looks like we're leaving Edinburgh, Scotland. So toodaloo. I love this view. You can see some of the like little small village right over there. A huge, like 3 suspension bridges over here. One is just for a train, and the other 2 are, I believe, cars. Oh, and there's a little tugboat right over here. It's hard to tell if it's... Yeah, I guess it's pushing us. That's neat. Also, I found their area where it wraps around the ship. It's in the 7th deck, which is kind of weird. It's pretty high, and it is super windy. Also, some things that I note, just like the ship I went on, the Costa ship I went on, they had a thing where you have to pay for your water. So you have to buy a bottle. It's a European thing. They all do it. So this costs about 350 euros, and which kind of sucks. But good thing about being from the United States is that when if you're from the United States, you actually get a bottle of free water or gas water, which is like the sparkling water. So that's nice. That's neat. You know. So right now I'm in the front of the ship, and this is it. It's just really windy. Nothing spectacular. Pretty dark outside. Right now it's about almost 11 p.m. It's still sort of bright outside. But yeah, very interesting. Also, I found out that the crew has to pay for their own water as well. You know, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, but then when this ship, it goes to the Caribbean as well, and when it goes to the Caribbean, they have to they tap water's free for the people from the United States, which is very odd. You know, so it's only here in Europe where you have to pay. So this kind of sucks. I'm at the halfway point of the ship, the outside area where the lifeboats are, and I hit a firewall. I don't think I could go in this way. So this walkway doesn't go all the way around the ship. There is another one of these walkways at the back of the ship, but I don't know if it goes through the back. It's like the second half of the ship. So yeah, so this goes all the way through around the front of the ship, around halfway. So it's like a U, while the back maybe is a U. I don't know. So one thing I forgot to mention was that they switched around our itinerary without really, at least I didn't notice it, announcing it to the ship. So apparently we are switching two of our locations. So we're supposed to go around the, I can't remember which way it was, but like go around the northern area of Iceland clockwise, but now we're going counterclockwise or vice versa. I can't remember which one it was. And I didn't notice it. We didn't notice it until we saw it on TV. You know, I didn't remember, no one heard that there was a ship-wide announcement saying, hey, we're switching the itinerary and stuff like that. So that was a nightmare. Yeah, because, you know, a lot of people, I'm sure, made excursions and stuff like that, which we were one of them. So we had to go and try to see if we could change it up. We did eventually, so that was good. But still, maybe we didn't hear the ship-wide announcement. I don't know what happened, but yeah, the reason why we switched our itinerary around is because they did when we were planning to go, there was going to be like I think 6 ships in port that day, and it would be like way overcrowded. So they switched it around to ease it up a little bit. So that's nice. I'd rather be there where there are not 6 ships. So yeah. So look how confusing this is to get to a room. Like so many turns. I hope someone doesn't come out of the room or else it'll be awkward. Hey, look how confusing this is. There's just so many turns and it all looks the same. Like what? I do like the pictures though. They're all like places in Europe. And here's the room.
This is neat. Looks like they have live footage of the promenade area on the deck. I don't know where the camera is though. But judging from the background, it's somewhere around there. Somewhere around here, this area. I do like the elevators here. Look pretty cool. Here's the Sky Lounge bar. Got a panoramic view. So I just found this. Here's their MSC Meraviglia. That's how you pronounce it. Their library. It's a really dinky one. It's like connected to their bar too. Huh. Such a dinky library. It's not even a room. It's like just part of their bar, or part of the lounge area. Huh, interesting. So one interesting thing about this ship is that since it's an Italian ship, they don't have a 17th floor. It goes up from 16 to 18. So it turns out 17 is an unlucky number for Italians, which is funny because we normally don't have actually in the States, 13 is an unlucky number, so a lot of places, and I think ships would skip the 13th floor. So that's really interesting. Also, they name each of the decks a different level, a different name. So like one's like Angkor Wat, you know, like they're all like the pyramids, you know. I believe it sounds like they're wonders of the world. That's what they're named after. So yeah, very interesting. So here's the kids area. Here's the attic club. Looks pretty chill.
Deck 14. Going down.
Well, made it to Reykjavik Iceland. First time in this country. And it is gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of the fjords in Norway. But it's pretty cool going through the fjords in Iceland to get to this point. To get to Reykjavik. So I'm at Reykjavik, I think that's how you pronounce it, Iceland. And here's a look of our ship. It looks weird how they have little indoor enclaves or whatever, areas where it just goes inward. I don't know why they did that. Also, the back of the ship's very boxy. I'm not a fan of boxy ships in the back. But it's nice though. It's not very hot. It's very warm for being in Iceland. So apparently they make their own mozzarella on board. So it's right here. Oh, that's the Italian version. Pretty neat, and it's right over here. I'm gonna grab one. Right here. Pretty interesting. Well, made it to another port in Iceland. I have no idea how to pronounce this town. It starts with an I, has a bunch of letters in it. But it looks pretty neat. It's really cool how it's like right in this fjord. Very nice, very cool. And we are tendering aboard, or tendering to the port. So that kind of sucks.
So here's another restaurant over here. Looks pretty nice. This is on the 5th floor. But it's a weird, like, long path to get to a lot of the restaurants here. It's kind of interesting. I guess it's like, you know, you could put table space here or something. I don't know. So we're now docking into Reykjavik Iceland, one of the, I think this might be the biggest Icelandic city. Not 100% sure though. And here's the city side with Queen Victoria right next to us. This is a Cunard, I think that's how you pronounce it, cruise line. Already here, so gotta be pretty busy here. So currently waiting in the cold, get back on the ship, and it's raining. And it is terrible. This is a mess. We aren't moving at all. Last time this happened, there's only one metal detector in use for one of the lines. It is a complete mess right now. They're pulsing people in. Got the chef's table. This is like €100 meal. With overviews the kitchen. All right, here on the second to last sea day. Last night I did the chef's table. It's really good. It was €100 for 10 courses and 10 wine pairings. Technically it was 11 courses because they did give us a bonus course and a bonus wine pairing. So that was awesome. It was all very good, very good food. And what's really cool is that since it was a chef's table, we were basically given our own room, and we had the chef, one chef, a private chef or private sommelier, I can't remember, the person who deals with all the wine, and our personal waiter. Technically 2 waiters and an assistant waiter come out, and they were just the only ones tending to us. So that was awesome. The sommelier, the guy who does the wine, he is extremely thorough. You could tell that was his passion for wine and stuff like that. So before each bottle, before each glass he would give us like this brief history of the wine and like what we should be tasting for and stuff like that. And same with the food. When the food came out, the chef comes out between every course and talks about the food and like what's in it and stuff like that. And before each course we would all like cheers and everyone would drink, including the chef and the sommelier. Sommelier and the chef would all drink as well. So that was really interesting to see that. I would rank it up there with a Remy in Disney Cruise Line, except for Remy it's a little bit different. That's a 10-course meal, and it's $100 more for the wine pairings. While the wine pairings included with it, but it is technically a 8 courses if you include the bonus course. But yeah, that was awesome. Anyway, some things about this ship. I am not a fan of the toilet, the bathroom, not the bathroom, but the shower situation, because it doesn't close all the way, so water gets out, but that's the European style of it. Also, I do wish there's a vent that, for the bathroom that sucks out all the condensation and the fogginess. So I wish that vent was positioned a little bit closer to the mirrors, so the mirror doesn't fog up, because I think there's one ship I went on, I can't remember if it was a Princess or Costa, or maybe it was the Quantum of the Seas, the Royal Caribbean Quantum of the Seas. One of those 3 had they had a really good job for right after you get out of the shower, the mirror isn't as fogged up and you can like clearly see. So that was neat. Also, the theater kind of sucks here for their shows. They have what happens is that there's a row that so in the back there's they have a huge problem with like guests like coming in the theaters. So I think that they are afraid people are going to be stopping in blocking other people's way finding their seats, so they block off the main aisles to go to your seats after the show starts. which is good because, you know, it'll bother people. But because of that, the people coming in, they have to basically squeeze through and walk in front of people who are currently seated in the back. Squeeze in front of them and kind of like, you know, excuse me, walking down the rows, you know. If the theater is open, I'll have to show you. It's really weird. It's kind of hard to explain without seeing it. But yeah, it's really, their theater, they need to redesign the theater, at least on the back. The front area is great. Also, we have to reserve your seats for the theater, but up until showtime, maybe 5 minutes before showtime, but definitely during showtime, like maybe like a minute before showtime, they'll let anyone in, you know. So it's like, so if you want, you can wait, or you could actually just go and reserve the seat while they're letting people in, because, you know, it's not, most of the places are not sold out. Most of the seats aren't sold out for at least the 7 o'clock and the 10 o'clock show. The 8:30, I think that one sells, that one, the seats get reserved quickly. But yeah, overall, good ship. There's some cons, pros, but I would say maybe about in the average of a pack. Maybe I would give, so far, I would give this ship maybe a low B, maybe a high C, you know. But yeah. Okay, back for some more comments. The public restrooms, the paper towels after you wash your hands are very flimsy. They're very thin. So like sometimes when they get like a new batch of paper towels in there, and you're trying to rip them out, you know, to like pull them out of the dispenser, and it's like really tight in there. If your hands are wet, you're just ripping the towels, you know. So that kind of sucks. Yeah. That's all I can think of right now. I may come up with more, I don't know. But so far, the food has been pretty good. Their steaks are okay, not the best. Like if you ask for rare, they give you medium rare, you know. But like the other stuff is pretty good though. The desserts have been really good. The entertainment, except for one show, there's a ventriloquist show, which I don't fault him for, because there's so many people on this ship that speak so many different languages that he has to cycle through like 5 different languages for all the jokes. So as an English speaker, I thought it was kind of boring. I mean, there's some funny things, I guess, but other than that, I think if you knew all the languages he was speaking, so he was speaking like English, Spanish, maybe Portuguese. I don't know if he spoke. I don't think he spoke Portuguese, German, Italian, you know, French. Like he spoke a lot of languages. So like, you know, I only knew one of those 5 that he spoke or whatever. So that was kind of a drawback on that show. But other than that, all the shows have been pretty good. There was one show today. The show tonight was flamingo dancing, and that was really good. And they had a show about like the rock show where they did like classic rock songs from like Whitney Houston, the Beatles, Queen, and they had like the live band behind the dancers and stuff like that, and that was pretty cool. You know, never really seen that before. But yeah, overall the live shows have been really good. We also did the Cirque du Soleil show. I don't remember if I said anything about it, but it was a good deal for like 15 euros, I think, or $15. I don't remember. I think 15 euros. It was a really good deal. It was like a shorter show, maybe a 35 to 45 minute show, but it was pretty good. There was 2 shows. One's about more focused on sound, and one's focused more on visuals, and they're very different. Like if you ask me, I can't really choose which one's better than the other, but they were good shows, especially for the price. For like 15 euros, you get a 45-minute show, and you it also includes a drink, an alcoholic drink or non-alcoholic, and 2 macarons. So that was pretty good. They also have a dinner option. I think that's like for 35 euros or something like that, and you get dinner there, but you sit further back than the drink people. But yeah, those pretty good shows. The visually, I mean, the shows were good, but it's just some of the stunts that they did in the show were okay. Like one of them was like juggling, which I've seen juggling before lots of places, but like the other one is like they're doing cheerleading stuff, you know, cheerleading stunts, and I'm like, I've seen this all the time. You know, you go to Disney World, and during certain parts of the day, certain parts of the year, you'll see cheerleading competitions there, and they do that all the time, you know. But other than that, like the combination of the stunts plus the really cool stage effects was pretty cool. You know, they had people walking on, like sideways on hooked up to harnesses, walking along the screen sideways, that was pretty interesting, you know. But yeah, overall that was a good show. Shows here on the ship were pretty good. I like that. The staff has been pretty good. There was one that was, I had one interaction that was okay. I even forgot what it was. I think I mentioned it before. But other than that, most of the staff has been pretty good. Alright, heading into Invergordon. I think that's how you pronounce it in Scotland. And the area around this place is gorgeous. Except for maybe the oil derricks over there, what looks like oil derricks. But wow, it's like all rolling farmlands and small little towns with all the buildings pretty much looking similar. Also, this morning they washed our balcony and it smells really good. Pretty interesting. I guess the soap they use is very fragrant, like a flower up here. Look what's happening right outside our balcony. This is awesome. Well, it looks like we're leaving with a Scottish send-off. Great way to end a trip. So this is one thing I like about this ship, is that most cruise ships, when they have the sails, they'll actually do it right in the middle of the atrium, so it like clogs up the area. But here they have this little merchandise little nook that they do all the sails in here, so it frees up the main area. I like that about this ship. Pretty nice. So this is what the business center looks like. So basically a meeting room. I actually was expecting like a bunch of computers and stuff like that. Huh, interesting. I don't know why they call it a business center if it's just a meeting room. So today's the last sea day and they have like a crap load of desserts out right now. So this is the area outside of the wraparound area in the front of the ship. I've always been trying to get up here, but it's always been closed off due to high winds every time I try to come. And I believe our room is somewhere up here on the very top floor, one of the balconies. I don't know. I'm gonna try to see if this thing goes all the way around the ship. We'll see, because I'm pretty sure it ends off right there. You can't go all the way around the ship because about halfway it cuts off and you have to go back in that way. So the back, you could go around the back of the ship. So I want to see in the front if you could go around the front of the ship. We are about to find out. This little area is neat. So it looks like you just kind of go out to the edge of the ship. So this is what the front of the ship looks like. Pretty much looks like the back of the ship then. Kind of sucks. I was hoping we could get up to the front, the very front. Is this? Yep, that's crew area. That kind of sucks. Oh well. At least I wasn't missing much. But close to the front of the ship area, they have these little portholes. You can just look outside. I don't know why some of them have bars and some of them don't. Well, I'm assuming the ones that have bars, I guess they don't want you to sit on the lights over here. That makes more sense. Never mind then. Well, last night on the cruise, right now it's maybe 10:30 at night and it's still pretty bright outside. Very calm waters heading into Hamburg, Germany. So overall, cruise was awesome. It's a good cruise. Not the best one I've ever had, but the food was good. They have good, their steak dishes aren't very good, but I believe their pork and definitely veal and chicken are really good here. Like almost like very easy to cut, easy to chew. Like it's not very tough, you know, very tender pieces of meat. So that was really good. Staff that I've interacted with for the most part have been pretty good. Our own servers are incredible. Our stateroom attendant is amazing as well. But I've heard from others, like the other stateroom attendants, you know, from other people who are on the ship, their stateroom attendants are pretty mediocre. But I think ours was maybe we were lucky enough to have a really good one. So yeah, yeah. Overall, this cruise was awesome. The locations were amazing. Going to Scotland and Iceland. Iceland has now become. It was my first time to Iceland, and it was because I've been to Scotland before, but my first time to Iceland, and Iceland has probably officially become probably my favorite European country, just because how absolutely gorgeous it is. So I highly recommend anyone go to Iceland. You know, either on a cruise or actually a cruise isn't long enough, to be honest with you, because we felt like we were rushing a lot of things when we're in Iceland. So yeah, definitely go to Iceland. Cruise was good. I guess I recommend it, but I just don't go in expecting like a 5-star ship, because I think this is a 4.5-star ship. But it's a good one. It's, you know, I was satisfied with it, but just not wowed. You know, I mean, there's some wow moments of it, but overall, the ship wasn't very wow for me. It's very pretty, you know. But yeah, good ship. I like it. Would I do it again? Yeah, I'll probably do the ship again. It's not bad. Like this is not a bad ship. You know, there's just some minor things minor gripes, like the bathroom situation in the shower, the theater situation, which I haven't been able to go back in when the lights are on. So it's hard to tell you how the back few seats of the theater is just the back area is just a nightmare during the show, because they don't let people go down the aisles if they come in late, or right when the show starts. So you have to kind of squeeze by everybody, but it's hard to explain. It just sucks. The theater situation sucks. They need to renovate their theater to at least have a row, just to move the back seats up, all of the back seats up, so there's a row behind all of the seats that you could just walk to the corners, But yeah, good ship, great cruise, fun cruise, good stuff. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to Hamburg. We're back in Hamburg. They're unloading all the luggage, and it's time to get off the ship. Bye bye, MSC Meraviglia. Toodaloo. It's been fun.